Napoleon Hill, The Power of Unshakable Belief. There comes a moment in every human life when the question echoes louder than any voice around us. Do I truly believe in myself? Because belief, real unshakable belief, is not built in comfort. It is forged in silence, in rejection, in those hours when the world turns its back and you are left face to face with your own reflection. That reflection, that's your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. Napoleon Hill said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But what most people forget is that belief comes before achievement. It is the seed of all creation. Without it, there is no motion, no fire, no persistence. The greats of history were not handed faith, they built it. Edison believed in light when the world lived in darkness. Ford believed in mobility when horses were the rule. Disney believed in imagination when even reality was skeptical. Every one of them stood alone before the world ever applauded. And that's the secret. Belief is a lonely journey before it becomes a legacy. When you believe with such intensity that no rejection can break you, you become unstoppable. Belief is not wishful thinking. It's a state of inner command. It's when your mind says, "This will happen," and your spirit answers, "Then so it shall be." The weak wait for proof before they believe. The strong believe before proof exists, and in doing so, they create it. Belief is the architect of destiny. Doubt builds prisons. Belief builds empires. Look around you. Every monument, every invention, every company, every revolution began as one human's unshakable belief. You can trace it through time. Lincoln believed in unity when a nation was tearing itself apart. Carnegie believed in industry when others believed in limitation. Hill himself believed in a philosophy that transformed millions long after his death. The truth is simple. Belief is energy. It is the unseen force that bends reality toward your thoughts. You've felt it before, the surge when you truly know you're capable of more. That spark that whispers, "This is not the end." That's not just motivation. That's divine intelligence moving through you. It's the same intelligence that drove the Wright brothers to defy gravity and Einstein, to rewrite time. You have that same spark. You've just forgotten how to trust it, because life will test it. Life will tear it apart. Every setback, every failure, every heartbreak, it's life asking, "Do you still believe?" Those who say yes in the middle of chaos, those are the ones who change history. Belief begins in the mind, but it must be anchored in discipline. Because belief without discipline is like a fire without oxygen. It dies in the first wind. When Hill studied the most successful men of his time, Carnegie, Rockefeller, Edison, Ford, he discovered a pattern. Every one of them had mastered self-discipline. They didn't just believe in their vision. They trained their minds to obey that belief every single day. The mind is both your servant and your saboteur. If you do not command it, it will command you. That's why so few ever reach greatness. They let fear, procrastination, and comfort dictate their path. But the one who disciplines his thoughts becomes the ruler of his destiny. When your belief is backed by action, persistence, and control over your mind, you tap into something extraordinary, a state where reality bends to your conviction. Think of Edison again. 10,000 failures, 10,000 dark nights of doubt. Yet he refused to give those failures power. Why? Because his belief was stronger than his frustration. His discipline kept his belief alive long enough for the world to see it manifest as light. That's what separates dreamers from doers. Belief that endures long enough to see results. So train your mind to see beyond appearances. You may not see progress today, but belief doesn't demand evidence. It creates it. Every morning, remind yourself, I am the creator of my reality. That's not arrogance, it's awareness. The same power that built skyscrapers and sent men to the moon lives within you. But it waits for one thing, your belief. When you command your thoughts, you command your emotions. When you command your emotions, you command your actions. And when you command your actions, you command your destiny. The law of success is exact. You become what you believe, not what you wish for, not what you talk about. What you believe deeply without condition. You can lie to others, but you cannot lie to your own belief. The mind knows when you doubt. It feels when you hesitate. That's why your results always reveal your true level of belief. If you want more, believe more. If you want faster, decide faster. If you want success, stop entertaining thoughts of failure. The greatest delusion is thinking belief is something you either have or don't. No, it's something you build, brick by brick, day by day. You build it by keeping promises to yourself, by showing up when no one claps, by trusting that the universe rewards those who refuse to quit. Because the universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to frequency. And belief is the highest frequency there is. When you carry unshakable belief, the world feels your vibration long before you speak. People sense your conviction. Opportunities begin to align. Circumstances bend, not because life suddenly becomes easier, but because you become stronger. You begin to move differently. You talk differently. You make decisions with certainty, not hesitation, and that certainty is magnetic. The world mirrors it. Everything you want, wealth, influence, purpose, peace, gravitates toward the one who believes he deserves it. But belief cannot coexist with fear. One must die for the other to live. Fear is the thief of destiny. It disguises itself as caution, logic, even humility. But underneath, it's just doubt wearing a polite mask.
Napoleon Hill called fear man's greatest enemy, not poverty, not failure, not loss, but fear. Because fear kills belief before it's born. To believe is to step beyond what you can see. It's to walk blindfolded into the unknown and trust that your steps have meaning. It's to move when others freeze. That's why so few people rise, because they want certainty before commitment. But the masters of success know the secret. Certainty comes from commitment. You decide first, and reality adjusts later. Andrew Carnegie said that every great fortune begins in the mind of one person who dares to believe more than the next. The mind becomes the workshop of creation. The thought becomes the mold. The action becomes the evidence. Everything starts in that silent, invisible moment when you decide to believe anyway. It's easy to believe when things go right, but belief has meaning only when things fall apart. when the deal fails, when the door closes, when the world says no, that's when belief reveals its strength. Because belief doesn't beg, it builds. You can't see the roots of a mountain, but they hold it firm through every storm. That's how belief works. It's invisible power that holds you steady through chaos. There's a reason every successful person radiates calm. During crisis, they've trained their faith to stand taller than their fear. You must learn to do the same. To believe in your purpose when no one understands it. To believe in your gift when no one praises it. To believe in your dream when no one funds it. That's how legends are made. Every time you refuse to give up, your belief strengthens. Every time you push through doubt, your faith deepens. Every time you keep moving when you could have quit, your destiny shifts in your favor. You see, success is not about chance, it's about alignment. When your belief aligns with your purpose, and your purpose aligns with your actions, the universe has no choice but to obey. The world does not reward the most talented, it rewards the most certain. That's why Napoleon Hill spent decades studying the mindset of the wealthy. He realized wealth wasn't luck. It was the byproduct of belief applied with discipline. It was the science of faith expressed through persistence. That means you must become your own architect. Stop waiting for signs. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you. You are the sign. You are the spark. You are the evidence that the universe still breathes possibility into human form. When your belief becomes unshakable, your vision becomes unstoppable. Belief is not just the key to success, it is the foundation of evolution. It's what turned caves into cities, sparks into electricity, and dreams into empires. Humanity itself has advanced because someone, somewhere, believed in the impossible. The question is, will you be that someone? Because the world doesn't need more dreamers. It needs believers who act. Men and women who look at impossibility and say, "Watch me."
That is the spirit Napoleon Hill devoted his life to awakening. The belief that you hold the power to think your way into any destiny. But belief without gratitude turns bitter. So as you climb, remember this: gratitude keeps your belief pure. It reminds you that even the struggle is sacred. Every closed door was protection. Every setback was preparation. Every failure was instruction. The moment you start thanking life for both the storm and the sunshine, your faith becomes bulletproof. You stop fearing loss because you finally understand. You were never losing, only learning. Gratitude fuels persistence, and persistence powered by belief turns destiny into design. So, when life hits you, smile. When others doubt you, thank them. When the journey feels endless, remind yourself, you're not lost, you're being shaped. Because the universe doesn't test you to break you, it tests you to prove you. Somewhere in the unseen, every step, every tear, every prayer is forming a future that matches your belief. You must hold that belief even when the night is longest, because morning always comes for those who refuse to surrender in the dark. You are not too late. You are not too small. You are not too broken. You are simply becoming. The same force that guided Edison's invention, Ford's revolution, Hill's philosophy, it lives within you now, waiting, watching, whispering. Believe, because when you finally believe with your whole heart, when your thoughts, words and actions rise in harmony with your purpose, when your spirit refuses to bow to fear or failure, that's when life itself opens its gates. So stand tall, walk forward, and carry within you the most powerful truth ever spoken. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That is not a quote. That is a law, unseen, unbreakable, unstoppable. And when you master it, you become the proof of Napoleon Hill's greatest lesson, the power of unshakable belief.